let's talk about the merger that refuses to leave my LinkedIn feed. It's been a couple of weeks, the headlines have cooled off and the memes have slowed down, but if you zoom out, what Omnicom and IPG just did is still massive for the world of creative and advertising agencies. This is the kind of move that rewrites how the industry works for the next decade. And now that some time has passed and we've sat with it, let's look at the chessboard and really look at what's happened here. Why does this merger matter? Who does this affect? And what happens next? But before we get into it, I'm Ziggy the Designer. I'm a graphic designer who's worked alongside some of the world's most recognizable brands, including United Airlines, Target, and Stanford University. If you like the conversations we're having on this show, be sure to support the channel by giving this episode a like, leaving a comment down below, and of course, by subscribing. In fact, as I record this, we are at 952 subscribers. We are so close to breaking 1,000. Can we get there by the end of the year? I think we can. Make sure to show your support by hitting that subscribe button. Let's get into it. Design is all around us, so let's talk about it. So before we talk the impact of this merger, we need a little bit of context because a lot of the younger designers who are watching this and a lot of creatives know the work that has come out of these agencies, but they don't always realize who's producing it. So let's look at Omnicom, the global ad empire. Omnicom owns major agencies such as BBDO, DDB, who you may know for their classic, iconic work with Volkswagen, and TBWA. They've shaped some of the most recognizable campaigns in modern advertising, especially with consumer brands, tech, and retail. And then we have IPG, Interpublic Group, the quiet heavyweight. IPG was home to FCB. I mean, they were a Cannes Lions magnet this past year, 2025. Then there's McCann and MullenLowe, along with many others. IPG's strength historically has been digital innovation, tech-first thinking, and big brand strategy. But despite this historical dominance, IPG had been heavily lagging behind over the past decade, and they became, honestly, the likeliest candidate for acquisition amongst the big four agency holding companies of IPG, WPP, Omnicom, and Publicis. So when two giant forces, such as Omnicom and IPG, when they join, that is decades of creative infrastructure fusing together. So why does this merger matter? This isn't big just because it's big. It's big because of what it means, of what it signals. The merger instantly creates a holding company with a reach, a client base, and a talent pool that nobody else currently matches. Not Publicis, not WPP, not Havas. This shift affects client competition, right? Suddenly, a big pool of the creative options clients can pick from falls under one roof, under one ecosystem. Now, whether or not that's good for the client, it depends on the client. This also impacts creative competition. Will this newfound market dominance impact the quality of the creative work coming out of this mega agency holding company? And it also impacts talent movement. Does creative talent want to go to this mega agency conglomerate, especially when in-house teams are doing spectacular work, especially when independent agencies are, knocking on the door of these big agency holding companies? When you add all of that up, the vibe of the industry shifts. Not overnight, but enough that everyone has to pay attention to what comes next. So what does come next, right? What does this mean for designers and creatives? Now, this is the part that creatives, we know it's coming, but no one is talking about it. So I'll be the one to say it. And this is where I flex my marketing minor. If you think the story ends with Omnicom and IPG, you are missing the larger mood of the market. When one giant gets bigger, in this case Omnicom and IPG, the other giants sharpen their knives. I mean, this is simply just how capitalism works. Nobody wants to be the smaller fish in a shrinking pond. So what this means is if you work with an agency holding company right now, large or small, you need to be proactive. Start updating your portfolio. Start freshening your resume. Start getting your case studies documented while you still have access to your files. Because your odds of getting laid off just got higher. Not because you're not talented, not because the industry is dying like everyone is saying it is, but because, again, this is simply how capitalism works. Holding companies are going to want to get bigger as a reaction to the Omnicom-IPG merger. Things are going to get bought up. Things are going to merge. And when that happens, people tend to lose jobs. We just saw that happen with 4,000 people. And if you don't believe me, there were rumors that Havas was going to buy WPP. Whether it's Havas and WPP or Publicis and someone else, look, it's happening. I've been let go from jobs, and in hindsight, yeah, I probably should have seen it coming. The signs were there. It's the exact signs that we saw with Omnicom and IPG. It's a combo of two things, two simple things. Number one, it's a power shift. Whether that be new ownership, new leadership, the company is being led by new people. That's sign number one. Sign number two is that the company has a new mission. Whether that mission is to dominate a certain industry or to implement entirely new ways of thinking. When the mission shifts, the everyday operation shifts. These two things happened when I've been let go. It just happened with 4,000 people with Omnicom and IPG as well. But as disruptive as this moment is, it's also ripe for reinvention. This is a chance to reposition yourself as a creative. When big industries compress, the smaller spaces open up. Independent studios start shining. Boutique shops become attractive to clients who want craft over volume. Talent that leaves these big holding companies often create some of the best new agencies we see. Designers who act instead of react, they're the ones that are going to land on their feet. So what's the real takeaway here? The Omnicom-IPG merger isn't the end of creativity. It's not the end of the agency world, right? It's the end of a chapter. Holding companies will keep consolidating. Clients will chase larger, more efficient partners. Design at enterprise scale will look more standardized than ever. But on the cultural side, independent studios are about to do some really amazing things. Creators who bring individuality, distinct point of views, and specialized craft will only become more valuable. And college students studying design right now are going to be graduating into a different ecosystem, one with fewer corporate ladders, but far more creative avenues. This moment is uncomfortable, even on my end. I work in-house, right? Even the in-house side, we feel this too. But the moment is full of possibility. The question isn't whether the industry will change. It's where you want to sit when it does. But what do you think of this merger? How much do you think this will impact the creative world? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. That's all I have for you. Be sure to support the show by giving this episode a like, subscribing, and of course by sharing this one out. I've been Ziggy the Designer. If there are two things you need to know about me, it's that one, I love design. And two, I'm very opinionated. I'll talk with y'all later. Bye-bye.